What's up? Gotta let you know, I actually really didn't eat too much today. I had sausage, egg, McMuffin from McDonald's in the morning, and that was basically it. And I'm not going over the complications, but, it's been busy. And then right after the movie, I decided to go get something to eat. Lines were too long at McDonald's. So I said, guess what? This is my lunch. I made me a shake. So it might be sipping a little bit as we go, but this is my basically food for today. Besides that sausage, egg, and muffin at McDonald's. So I'm gonna go over a couple of things that I think is important that should be talked about. First of all, I want to say I kind of want to talk about this later, but I figure this is the one thing that I'm just kind of really interested about is now. I don't really hear anyone talk about this because I guess it's mostly anytime she gets brought up, it's social media, it's a bunch of single dudes. But when you see Amber Heard in these movies, like Machete Kills and stuff in this movie, you don't get aroused of wanting her to sit on your face. I mean, I'm being really straight up honest with you. It's like, damn. I didn't mean to take it that far, but I'm just saying, certain these girls that when they can look so attractive, I think that way. I've never done anything like that with a girl, but sometimes I was like, you can do anything to my body you want to. So, and, I know social media, like, single dudes be talking about, like, Rugen Robsey from, like, Barbie or something. I'm like, no, I would rather bang Amber Heard. But like I say, I seen little clips of her in the trial without all her makeup and blah, blah, blah. And, I know I was like, wow, you don't look as bad as you did in Machete Kills and stuff. But this movie, Machete Kills, I'm like just going up and down. I was like, yeah. And next thing is I will say is, it's a line that was used in the movie makes you think that these people are ready for this. He says, he said his line, he says at the end how he said this guy says, your prejudice stopped you from enjoying half the world. That's a lot of things I think I brought up for the movie called The Marvels. I was like, and, just how people like their prejudice keeps them bored through life, angry through life, and they could have had a better life. And every time I see these people who are angry about life and angry about things, come up with these made up labels, it's like you could have had a happier life, but you chose to be trying around anger. And it's really weird. It's like, especially on YouTube, the kind of people I see on YouTube. I'm like, you probably had your own prejudice made you stay at home alone by yourself. Because when I see the kind of guys on YouTube, they are clearly single, so they decide to stay home and not get out. I don't feel sorry for them. I just feel like it's laughable, really, to me. And they stay at home saying, no, I'm not going to go do this, go do that because of some kind of bullshit prejudice. And you do it alone. And you could have had a better life. So if we get started, since this was the end of, I guess, this kind of DC movies, I want to talk about superheroes right now. I want to talk about it. And I want to say, like I said, I don't talk like social media. I talk about how married people talk, how normal people talk. So I want to talk about, what people think of superhero movies and like as a person that's there. And I want to talk about, so let's start I'm going to talk about some. I'll try to go through as fast as I can. Let's start maybe kind of from the beginning. I know there's like Blade and all that, but I don't want to grab all those. I know, I just want to grab the certain movies. These movies. This movie from social media is supposed to be known as one of the best superhero, or the best superhero movie of all time. And some reason now they're talking about, when the Spider-Man game comes out, no, this is one of the best now. I've seen a good superhero movie, a show like this since this right here, and they're talking about Spider-Man game. It's just, but, these were good. When I think of these are good for the time, this is way better than this one. And I did a good video that people like where I turned down the volume and I spoke for the Green Goblin and Spider-Man while they fight in the end. And I said, hey, Spider-Man, you think this is Disney? Are you shooting your sperm at me? Bam! F Disney. Bam! F Disney. Because you see sweat, blood going right there. Like I said, you've never seen violence like that in a long time since we've been watching these Disney Marvel movies. You go back, they are getting down with those punches, and I'm not doing it like I was doing it like in the video. I actually changed my voice, and people really enjoyed it. They thought it was really funny, and I was like, Green Goblin is the one that was tired of Disney kid crap and blah blah blah. I kind of jumped the gun real quick. Let me say this. I said I kind of want to go in order, but I forgot. I did not want to go in order with Disney. Let me get this out of the way real quickly. I have never called a Disney Marvel movie epic, awesome, or amazing. Never in my life, and I've never heard anyone in the real world do it, even though YouTube has done it several times, the single dudes on YouTube. I have never done that. And I said I got rid of basically all my Disney Marvel movies because they're not movies that people rewatch. They're just, and so people who are attacking them now, they have been the same as they always has been. Man, I wish I had my charger, but I'm trying to make this quick. I grabbed these. I said out all the and I'll say this one is just, I just brought it up. I thought it was fine. I mostly fast forward through what I said in my review is the villain story is way more interesting than their two love stories. Their love stories I fast forward through. I was more interested. I felt more sadness for the villains than anything else. And I thought it was kind of interesting how the first one did definitely suck, and I don't have that. And because it was called Amazing Spider-Man, I brought it before, they could say it's amazing, man. All reviews say it's amazing, it's amazing. And now when they made a Black Eye Electro, they're like, oh, they both suck. So this one I wanted to bring up as an understanding. The reason why, like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, DC, when they brought in the guy from the old Batman, which I'm about to bring up now, I thought, you know, that was our ticket. Their ticket to get a lot of money because it worked with this one. The thing is, they misunderstood is YouTube or some geek people or losers are obsessed with the Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Mans, where there's even these, oh, my back, and, you know, this that has not died off for losers. So I can, so that wasn't really gonna really work for them. But I don't feel like getting into all that because it's just complicated, because I also forgot to say, let me say this before we keep going, because I meant to also say this in the beginning, because usually I have plans to say something in my movie review, but a movie changes all of that. But I was going to say, you know, start out my review also saying that. So, I was going to start out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this movie is not going to make as much money in the first week as Five Days at Freddy's, which is a damn shame. And it's most likely going to make more than Godzilla Crappy 1 and make over 15 million, and no one's going to praise it the same way they did that Godzilla crap. It's like, yeah, man, in your face, Disney, this movie made 14 million. Epic, awesome. Yeah, in your face, Disney. Yeah, you know, for the Godzilla thing. But I guess this movie, you know, will go over probably most likely 14 million, but it will be less. It won't be praised like that shit. Okay, so anyways, there's other thing I want to say, but let's keep moving on because it changed, well, what I want to say, because I want to talk shit about an actor, but I guess I don't really get to. And I'll try to maybe bring up what I was planning to say. So this movie, this is praised by social media as in the Joker guy being a great actor. No, it's kind of boring, you know. This guy who plays Penguin is way more memorable and way more challenging of an acting part that he had to do. And the Catwoman was way more entertaining than that Joker. And this is the thing is, let me fix something real quick. Though. I'm trying to, there we go. Okay, so I remember if I was a kid, you would have asked me what was the better Batman movie out of the three. I would have told you this one. But later I saw this movie and I was like, you know, as an older, probably about a year ago or so, whenever it came on 4K, I was like, wow, these movies are worse than the old ones. And I found some research of understanding is the Batman Returns with Penguin and Catwoman and all that, they made less money, and people were complaining, the same way they can come with Batman v Superman, they're complaining that it was too dark and too emotional. And then the one with Jim Carrey and all that made more money. And so I realized it wasn't just Batman v Superman. These movies, I thought it was fine. I wasn't, I thought, Batman Begins was fine. And I'm not going to go too much to The Dark Knight. I really enjoyed it the first time seeing it. The second time, I saw myself being bored, but I still bought it. And then I saw myself fast forwarding to the Joker scene. There was I have like favorite memories when Joker goes, look at me! And then I jumped in that screen. I was like, I remember, or you see Two-Face go, say it! And and I jump. Those are good memories. But in the pencil thing, I think I remember kind of jumping at that. But once it just wasn't repeatable enjoyment, and it was more of Heath Ledger. It's a really boring movie. Next thing is, so I want to get to the point is I'm trying to say is. I meant to say for the Batman ones, they're good for their time. All these movies are good for their time. But the only movies that I know that people have been wanting to rewatch and enjoy, and as in superhero movies, has been starting with these. I was not a fan of this when it was coming out, and I said, Superman, they're boring. They're boring movies. I'm going to get to Aquaman. They're boring movies. And I kind of really wish I had my charge not to start this over. And because it's just like, if you don't, all they do is come up with, give him kryptonite, kryptonite. It's just boring. That's his only weakness. And I said, all I want is give me a movie where they're throwing people through buildings, fight some guy with the same powers, they're throwing each other through buildings and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I got. So I thought it was okay. My brother really liked Man of Steel. And people, I'll say, and he showed it to my mom and stuff, years ago. And we were bored, and I'll sit there, and there's a part where he's like, man, Superman's getting it, at this fight that he has the first fight with Zod's people. And I said, Superman comes out like he's ready to do some modeling shot. He looks like he's looking good. It's boring. So I had a problem before this movie came out. I already went to the story before my last channel where I said something about, I was even say boycott this movie because Zack Snyder sucked because I was thinking of Sucker Punch, Watchmen, and I can't remember the other ones. And, and it ended up being my top 10 favorite movies. And I want to say this is one of the biggest enjoyment I've ever had with watching a movie with my mom, Batman v Superman. And I remember I started off the movie, I think it's my second time seeing it. I said, Mom, it is my second time seeing it. I said, Mom, so I did this on purpose. I said, remember that comic when I was a kid about Superman's first death? This death is called the Death of Superman. Do you know who killed him? And she says, who? She says, like, Doomsday. And then we just kept watching. And then when it gets to this part where Lex Luthor started talking to Superman, I said, hey, remember that person I told you that killed Superman? He's like, yeah. And he said, remember his name's Doomsday? And then Lex Luthor says, I bring you your Doomsday. And my mom goes, she really like, and then I remember my favorite part is, and it's a good music, and I saw on social media, people love this music, where Superman's taking Doomsday up in space, and they have this good music, and I love the music. And my mom's like, and she saw the missile coming and said, move, Superman, move. And then she was really, and I love that part. And the other part is when Superman comes down and knocks Doomsday in that power plane, she goes, yes! And I said, it was like, all that does is make him stronger, right? But the things I really love about Batman v Superman, there's several things, but, Ben actually being the best Batman, best Bruce Wayne, and all that. But it's just, I love when Doomsday had this music when I think it's after the rocket thing, and it goes, Doom. They play his music, Doom. And I was like, why am I feeling so much chills in my stomach? Boy, I was feeling chills over this. It's like, Doom. I love that. And I already done that video years ago, and I was showing all the scenes and blah, blah, blah. And I do remember the one scene that people this thing I said that people really liked, I said, it's the first time ever, because I was a person that's why I want to bring up Man of Steel, but I didn't get too much because it says a low battery, where I said it's the first time ever I felt when Superman was about to go out to Doomsday. I was like, and Lois was holding him, I was thinking the same thing. I was saying, don't do this, Superman. I was feeling that, don't do this. And I didn't really go with the Man of Steel, but I said Superman's boring. He doesn't have a threat unless you bring up kryptonite. If I was a huge director, I would never direct a Superman movie. First time I've ever felt that, don't do this, Superman. And that is one. And there's so many other things that we're not going to get into Batman v Superman, but it's in my top 10 favorite movies. Wonder Woman, I felt like I can understand how this so well because it was the most it was a movie that I even had the poster just in case I got a girl when my girl was pregnant. That it's the most empowered movie that I ever saw for a little girl. I really felt like this is so empowerment for a little girl to feel strong. I really felt that. And that's why I can have an understanding that I just really like the ending of it, of her fighting the God of War. So then what happened is, so excited, you know, definitely had to take my mom to go see this. On the first time, I remember the sadness of watching this, of my sadness. And I knew, and I can tell how she was feeling too. It was this movie here. She was waiting for Superman to come back. From that movie, man, that's Batman v Superman. She loves Batman v Superman. The theatrical version, she has never seen the standard version. I don't like the standard version. It's a bunch of fillers. It was a depressing moment. And I did a review and I said, who directed this movie? And I just kept saying it, who directed this movie? You know, and I'm trying to, and this is really my sadness I had. And then from there, Aquaman came out and I said, this movie sucked, guys. I mean, it's CGI, you know, whatever, if you like it. I mean, I said it was okay, but, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm already, it's like Disney want to go to kid shit, like Disney Marvel go, I'm done. I didn't want to buy it, people. I just said, it's just, you know, I did like the little fish scene when they were being chased by the fish. And there was one more little thing I liked, you know, and one of the biggest things I said is this: the Aquaman's brother is. Everyone is a better actor than the guy who plays Aquaman, and the Aquaman's brother should have been Aquaman. I wasn't a fan of him, especially after, and you know, blah blah blah, and you know, there were so many things. And one thing is that was a common thing you can say to anyone. Everyone knew in the real world who was the worst actor in Aquaman movie. It was him, the star. You know, everyone was a better actor than him. And then so I refused to buy that movie until this movie came up and all was forgiving. Because I even saw The Flash to be a bad actor from that other crap. I even saw Aquaman to be a bad actor after those two movies. You know, it was just, you know, and I was gonna talk more crap about Aquaman, you know, but I'm not gonna do that right now. You might get where I'm gonna go at. But, you know, Flash was forgiving. Cyborg was forgiving. Everyone was forgiven. You know, I did not understand, you know, I would never understand how a studio can say, hey, this is shit, let's put this shit out. That would never make sense, but that's not what this video is about. And this movie was okay. I liked it. I enjoyed myself, and my brother really enjoyed it. You know, I can see some problems with the movie, and I felt like the final kill wasn't rememberable, like for like Man of Steel or Batman v Superman and all that, and Wonder Woman. You know, and that kid, his voice, it seems like someone was speaking for him, like he didn't speak English. But we enjoyed ourselves. So the thing is, so when it came to this Aquaman 2. I heard this little rumor through people's review trying to say people walked out in the theater. I call bullshit. You know, the first thing I heard about, you know, the first screening or something, I was thinking, so all the movies in the world, this is the only movie that people decide to walk out on when there's other screenings of very bad movies that I have not heard of someone walking out on. Get the hell out of my face. And next thing is, so I'm about to get to a review now. And so, you know, I wasn't really like, so when it comes to reviews, you know, yesterday and today, you know, early on today, I saw something says there's a review, then I immediately clicked their channel, so I didn't click the review, and it was a hate channel. Constantly hate channels trying to talk about the movie. So I said, damn, this is, you know, just kind of just like constantly using and putting Amber Heard in the thumbnail, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, a bunch of single dudes. But I immediately checked. And then so I said, no, let me listen to some reviews, you know. And then I saw, first I saw finally, you know, what's her name? His name, Jeremy. And I'll get to Jeremy maybe if I have time. And then I saw Beyond the trailer, and then I saw this guy starts with a K, who I talked about, who some reason thought, whatever, I'm not gonna talk about his dumbass right now, but he starts with a K. And he seemed frustrated, and I felt like this feels real. This doesn't feel like one of those, like, you know, trying to be biased to fit in with single losers. And so the thing is, I had plans. I was gonna call someone that kind of wanted to see a movie with me because they just like go see movies with me. But I figured, no, just in case I want to walk out, let me go by myself. And you know, and I was gonna talk about, you know, how, you know, people who are supposed to come down, you know, see me, they don't really care to see Aquaman 2 because they didn't really like Aquaman 1, which I don't blame them. And you know, and So Jeremy's little thing, how it says it's better, what's it called, Flash is better than this movie. I'll just tell you right now, that's an effing lie. Because I enjoyed myself. That's right, I enjoyed myself. And I'm like, and the thing is, before seeing this movie, let me tell you something. I was sitting there thinking, what if this is one of those movies again where a movie's actually good, but it's being attacked on social media by a bunch of single dudes like Batman v Superman, Monster Hunter, Dark Phoenix. What else is there? There was another one, Terminator Dark Fate and all that. You know, what if it is one of those things? But I was thinking something about this feels more real this time. This movie is probably not going to be good because I didn't care about the first one. No, people. And my mind's like, it still had me thinking, am I going crazy? It still has me thinking, am I going crazy? Where I am taking a lot of people to see this movie just to make me understand, am I going crazy or is this better than the first one? I'm buying this movie. Flash sucked. Get that shit out of here. You probably gave Flash a good review. F you, Jeremy. Man, Jeremy, you're just some trashy ass dude to me, dude. You're trash. Are you really single, dude? Because that's what I would just predict you to be, because you're an annoying ass motherfucker, dude. But anyways, I enjoy this movie and I'm buying it. You know, and the thing is, I want to do, if I'm wrong, when the group of people tell me I'm wrong, I will do a video saying, guys, maybe I made a mistake, but I never make mistakes. I'm not trying to be silly at all. And I enjoyed myself. So let me tell you, there's somebody behind me was really having a fun time laughing, you know, enjoying themselves. You know, they were laughing at things that made me smile. I wasn't really laughing. I'm gonna get to that in a moment. But things I smiled about, there was someone laughing, you know, so they thought it'd be more funny. But the time I start laughing, no one's laughing. This has happened to me before, where I start laughing so hard and it continues a laugh that doesn't stop. And no one's laughing. I don't know what the other movie was. And to me, it's just a very rare thing. People, I have not laughed this hard all year. It's just one of those things that just happens to me. And I don't know if I even laughed at all through a movie this year. But the part that made me laugh, at the end, someone asked for help. I'm so laughing. I'm laughing loud too. And someone did this perfect acting face, and I love their face. It was perfect. And part of me knew how it was gonna go, but I still was like, please, no matter what, it's just I want them to go with what they're doing with, but I know what they're gonna do, but I want them to take it that way. Well, I want them to, because it's just. But I started laughing so hard. It had to do with a cry for help. Okay, let's say the problem with the movies. I don't remember Jeremy's review, but he said some guy wasn't really listening to him about, they didn't tell him much about this guy. He seemed interesting. I really hope that they didn't talk about the worst part of the movie is the scientist guy. He was actually the worst actor of the movie. I really hope Jeremy was not talking about him being the guy that was most interesting. And those other things he had complained about, what they were talking about, no, I felt like it was fine. I just thought that Aquaman shouldn't say no. He should have done what he did after the no. I think he goes, you know, so it won't be just a continuous no part. You know, I felt like they should have not had him say no too, but I can understand that, you know. So for me to like a movie, I have to be able to relate and understand people. But the worst thing about the movie is that that scientist guy. He should have been just taken out of the movie and had the woman be, who was, you know, barely in the movie. You know, I think she was Asian, and she was a bad guy, and she kind of, you know, she seemed like she should have took his place and didn't have that turn like he did, have a second heart or something like that or something. But no, and the next part I thought was kind of like dumb. Something about Wells coming in, doing something. And I'm like, oh, that's lazy. That's a cop-out, you know, but it's fine, you know. And then the last thing is when, okay, let me tell you, before I get into the last thing, this is part I really do enjoy where they're fighting something. They're fighting something from control. And there's this thing trying to make them feel certain ways. And I love that. I love that, you know, it gave me a feeling of I am actually seeing how this could this plan for the bad guy to work, but I love you know, like what this bad guy is using. I love this manipulation thing, and I love this whole spinning around and showing how it's working. And you know, and that's really but the thing is, but there's this thing, you know, and I love about someone turning, like grabbing something, turning. And I was like, I'm actually liking how this is going. I think I've seen this in movies before, but this is done better than all those movies that I can't think of what movies they are because they're forgettable. Oh, the other Justice DC movies, I wanted to make sure it's clear. I forgot about they exist. So I've seen some reviews talking about, well, they love this one and this one. If you still remember these other ones, you're a loser. Because no one's talking about those movies like Shazam or the first Suicide Squad or even the newest Suicide Squad. I had to think about it for me to do this video to talk about them. I forgot those movies exist. Wonder Woman 2 and whatever else there is, I guess there's Shazam 2. I forgot those movies exist. So let me make sure that's clear. Okay, but so anyways, so there's three bad parts. The scientists and these whales doing some speaking thing, and then I really gotta go if you can hear all that yelling, and kids, you know, and there's this thing where I'm thinking, also you're bringing another kind of darkness coming on. Someone gets up, stands up, and they got this sword, and I was thinking, oh, we're gonna see another battle, because I was already enjoying the other two battles, and then they did some cop out again, and I'm like, but weren't the swords hitting each other before? So why is it now this sword's more powerful? I don't know. It's just, but no, people, I gotta go. But no, I like it more than the first one because, you know, what I like about the first one, I mean, I like the fish thing. I thought there was something else. You know, I kind of really wanted to really lay this out here. People, stop trying to bring up Avatar, James Cameron, movies that he's able to have millions and millions of dollars put on a movie. That's why I said why won't be a Halo movie, because only James Cameron they'll give that kind of money to do a Halo movie. You need over $300 million to do a Halo movie, and they'll only do that for James Cameron. So don't bring up no James Cameron in your review unless you're a freaking retard. But anyways, Aquaman 1, I mean, what I like about it? The fish thing, because I saw vulnerability. I thought the first beginning part was corny. The first Aquaman where he sees these fish. I mean, he's at these fish tanks at these whatever, and these sharks starts looking behind him, and it just, I thought I didn't care for it. And then he comes in a submarine and he's showing he's bulletproof, and I was thinking, show me some vulnerability. You know, so I like the fish part. The CGI fest fight in the first Aquaman, didn't care for it. People, I enjoy this movie. I'm buying it. Yes, this is better than The Flash. The Flash sucked, people. Get that through your head. The Flash sucked. Flash, if you don't know this, since I'm starting a new channel, was my biggest movie of the year. That year, or which is still this year. It sucked. I really loved the Flash trailer. I was looking forward. I was pumped. The Flash sucked. It's just, I want to mock it, talk about the lame crap about it, but no. There's no way in hell the Flash is better than this movie. No, I'm buying this movie. I'm out. Peace.